Britain's Lindsey Oil Refinery halts operations amid Prax collapse. Imagine a scenario where one of Britain's last 5 major oil refineries faces the imminent shutdown due to a critical shortage of crude oil. This is precisely what's happening at the Lindsey Oil Refinery, which was once managed by the Prax Group but is now under the control of the Insolvency Service. The closure of this facility, set to occur on Friday, highlights a significant shift in the UK's energy landscape and raises important questions about the country's dependency on foreign fuel imports. The Lindsey Refinery, known for producing approximately 10% of the UK's fuel before this crisis, has been in the hands of the Insolvency Service since the end of June. Despite efforts to find a buyer for the entire site, no suitable offer has emerged. As a result, around 400 workers are scheduled to remain employed until the end of October. These employees have been promised a retention bonus to assist in the safe shutdown of the facility. After October, a portion of the workforce will continue their roles for another year to oversee the decommissioning process. This development is particularly concerning given the recent closure of the Grangemouth Refinery in Scotland, which had operated for over a century. With these two closures, the UK risks losing up to 25% of its refining capacity within a few months. Local political leaders, including Dame Andrea Jenkins of Reform UK and the Mayor of Greater Lincolnshire, have called for an urgent meeting with Ed Miliband to discuss potential solutions. They argue that the closure of these refineries would not only devastate local communities, but also compromise the UK's energy resilience. However, the government has downplayed the significance of the Lindsey Refinery, asserting that it is the smallest among the remaining facilities. A spokesperson for the Department for Energy Security and Net Zero maintains that UK fuel supplies remain robust. Nonetheless, the official receiver will continue to sell the refinery's remaining output for several more weeks to give time for adjustments by petrol stations and other buyers. The situation at Lindsey is further complicated by the Prax Group's unpaid tax bill, estimated to be around £250 million. The group, which includes about 200 petrol stations and various oil and gas operations, had been facing financial difficulties for over a year. Despite ongoing negotiations with the government, Prax's owner, businessman Sanjeev Kumar Susai Pillai, was unable to provide clear answers about the company's financial health. What's particularly shocking is the sudden declaration of insolvency by Prax at the end of June, which caught government officials off guard. In response, Mr. Miliband has ordered an investigation into the circumstances surrounding Prax's collapse. Meanwhile, Susai Pillai is facing legal challenges from administrators who are now in charge of the remaining Prax operations, excluding the refinery. His current whereabouts are unknown, adding to the mystery and concerns surrounding the situation. But here's where it gets controversial. How much responsibility does the government bear for the financial mismanagement of such a critical national asset? Should there have been stricter oversight of the Prax Group's finances? And what steps can be taken to prevent similar crises in the future? These questions are likely to spark heated debates among policymakers and energy experts. In conclusion, the impending closure of the Lindsey Refinery serves as a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities in the UK's energy infrastructure. It underscores the need for careful management and planning to ensure the country's energy security and resilience. What do you think? Are the government's responses adequate, or is more action needed? Government's failure, Lindsey Oil Refinery shutdown and the economic meltdown. A desperate plea for action. North Lincolnshire Council's 24-point plan to save the Lindsey Oil Refinery. In a bold move, North Lincolnshire Council has released a comprehensive list of demands aimed at the UK government, urging them to intervene and prevent the closure of the Lindsey Oil Refinery. The refinery, a vital part of the UK's energy infrastructure, is facing an uncertain future, and the Council is fighting to keep it open. The impact of closure. The potential closure of the refinery has far-reaching consequences. With 65% of its workforce residing in northeast Lincolnshire, the impact on the local community is immense. Not only that, but the refinery's closure could disrupt the entire region's industrial ecosystem, putting thousands of jobs at risk across various sectors, from contractors to logistics. Council's demands. The Council's list of demands is extensive and covers 3 key areas: people, site, and economic support. They are asking the government to provide ongoing support until a buyer is found, ensuring the protection of pension schemes for employees, and offering guidance to those affected. In the event that a buyer cannot be secured, the Council requests fiscal support for the site's remediation, suggesting a long-term 30-year program. Furthermore, they propose a fund to mitigate financial losses for businesses owed funds by Prax and associated companies. The Council also calls for the government to work with both private and public sectors to reduce energy costs for energy-intensive industries, bringing them in line with international competitors. A strategic asset. Council leader Keller Rob Waltham emphasizes the refinery's significance, stating that it is not just a local employer, but a strategic asset that supports the UK's energy supply and industrial strength. He highlights the interconnected nature of the region's industries, where disruption at one site can have a ripple effect across the entire South Humber Bank, home to some of the country's most energy-intensive businesses. Government response. The government claims to be actively engaged, meeting regularly with the Council, unions, and MPs to support workers and the community. They have committed to a fully funded training guarantee for refinery workers and are exploring partial sales of the site. Additionally, the Energy Minister has assured that bids for the site are being assessed, hoping they will bring new jobs and economic benefits, along with business rates income from new industries. A controversial move, but here's where it gets controversial. The government is also reviewing the energy-intensive industries compensation scheme, considering whether refineries should be included to reduce costs. This move could spark differing opinions on the best way to support refineries and the energy sector as a whole. Should the government intervene more directly, or is this a case of letting the market decide? What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments below.